This is Ryan Stabile with Access, and I'm here with Papa Roach. How you doing, guys?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Your new album, F.E.A.R, let's talk about it, comes out January 27th, 2015. Now, as I understand it, F.E.A.R is an acronym for Face Everything and Rise, which is it's pretty self-explanatory, but I want to hear your definition of it.
Well, you know, when we were coming up with titles for the record, I kept trying to write songs with where the title of the song would be the title of the record. And we went through a few different ones. It was like Hope for the Hopeless was one, and then we're like, it's a little too much. And then War Over Me was another one. And then when we got to that song, Face Everything and Rise, it really just felt like it fit the entire theme of the record. And essentially the core theme of who we are as a band, who I am as a writer, who I am as a person. I think it's a strong reflection of you know, where we're at in our career, what we've been through in our career, what we've been through in our personal lives, and you know, we're just not the type to just fold up. I mean, the title floated around for a while, but it wasn't until like 2/3 of the way through the process that we were like, that's the title, that's the record. I think it was when the when the song Face Everything and Rise was finished. That's when we knew, because we were just like, there's magic in this track. We felt it just had that power.
Didn't you write that on the walls too? And
yeah, I wrote it on like a piece of butcher paper. I wrote, you know, F.E.A.R.
Yeah. So, how much of the album was actually done before you guys got in the studio? 100%.
None of it really was done.
0.1%.
Yeah.
All right,
this is the first time we ever walked into the studio with nothing like pre-written, anything where the band's like, you know, been together and like, you know, jamming out ideas and stuff. It was really just, hey, let's go to the studio. On day one, whatever idea comes to our mind, you know, that we feel like is a good starting point, we'll start from there. We'll write and record at the same time, and hopefully, you know, hit a stride, which we did. And once we listened back to the first song and that was done, we were like, okay, we can do this, you know. So it was like we had this momentum going where we would finish everything kind of musically, and then we would give it to Jacoby, and he would listen to it, get a vibe from it, write, you know, lyrics to that song. And while he was doing that, we were already working on, you know, the next musical idea.
The process with this record, usually I come in and I have a bunch of stuff pre-written, and this time I just came in with nothing. I came in with one chorus for Broken Is Me, and that was the jumping off point. And I was quite fearful, you know, of coming into a recording studio with nothing written. And but it was like the floodgates were opened up, man, and I had a lot to say once I really just got down to the brass tacks of, you know, what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say and how I wanted to express it. And you know, the music was very inspiring as well. That's what really just like, it's rad when, you know, the bands. I remember I left the studio for a couple weeks and they sent me demos for like 5 more songs, and I was just blown away. I'm like, I love this material. I can't wait to write on it.
So I really think after listening to this album that it's complete. It has a different vibe from other past Papa Roach albums. Would you guys agree?
Most definitely.
Yeah. And you think that's attributed to kind of the organic writing process, or what do you think that's attributed mostly to?
Well, it has a lot to do with production as well, I think.
Yeah. Working with the Churkos was definitely a part of that, because we had never worked in this is our first time working with Kevin and Kane, and you know, their approach to recording and arranging and writing is completely different from all the other people that we've worked with in the past. And us going into this situation just like not really knowing what to expect on the first day, just it was really a collaborative effort for you know, working with them too. You know, it was really easy because when you work with somebody who's never worked before, it's like you get their ideas coming back at you, and that's all fresh and new. So you're like, okay, cool. How would if I do this or try this? And it just becomes this like, you know, thing where you're feeding off of all this new energy as opposed to working with the same guy. It's just like, I already know what you're gonna say or what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? But yeah, every record's different. Every couple of years when we go and make a new record, we always seem to be like in a different kind of headspace, you know, or we have some different creative challenge ahead of us.
So you guys were pretty much all on the same page on this one.
I think this is probably the most focused that we've ever been when we've made a record. Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no, totally.
Let's roll
100%.
So I love the album F.E.A.R. Appearing on this album, which kind of came out of left field, it surprised me, is Royce the 5'9" on an amazing up-tempo track.
Nickel 9, what's up?
Years.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
He's tight. He's one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He comes from Detroit. He comes from the D.
Yeah.
It's cold in the D.
It's cold in the D. Check
right
yourself, man. You better get some warm coats, some layers. But he's one of those MCs that's he's just got that rawness, and like if you listen to his flow, it's just he's sick. He just like you watch him on the ciphers with Eminem, and he's not really the most well-known MC. He's starting to come up more and more, but he just destroys fools. Yeah, and that's sick. And we identify with each other on a lot of different levels. You know, when it comes to our personal lives and stuff like that, we battle with some of the same demons. And also, you know, I mean, we're around the same age as well. We got families, we're musicians, we're artists, you know, we're creatives. And so I hit him up on a text. I was like, yo, it's Jacoby from Papa Roach. Got your number for any manager, blah, blah, blah. Interested in doing a track together? And he was like, all about it. Yeah. He's like, I'm a fan, I love you guys. And so it's cool to collaborate with somebody that, you know, I'm a really big fan of, and them also being a fan of our band. It's just it's pretty cool. It's a good feeling.
Hearing is on one of your albums is Maria Brink from In This Moment, who according to Revolver magazine is one of the hottest chicks in rock and metal today. Do you guys agree with that one?
Yeah, dude, she's hot as fuck, man. Maria's dope. Yeah, Maria's like my rock sister. It's hard for me to think of her as like the hottest chick in metal, because I'm just like, that's like my sister, you know what I'm saying? So kind of weird. Okay. No, but she's cool, man. It was great to have her on the track. We were recording in the same studio, and they were across the hall, so we were like, come here. Yo, come here. You want to jam on this track? And she was all about it. She killed it. Everybody in the band was...
I think it's like one of the highlights, definitely, on the record. And another thing, too, we've never really had like guests, you know, on our record before, making an appearance, vocals, you know, with Royce 5'9" rapping this shit. It was just like, kind of makes the record refreshing, you know? And just having that fucking ill lady voice on there.
Yeah, she's badass.
She just has a one-of-a-kind, you know, voice. And I think she did something different on the song Gravity, which was already a different song for Papa Roach, you know, a unique track, so it just made it even better.
Let's get back to the subject of F.E.A.R. While you're touring on the road, is there one particular moment that stands out as particularly like terrifying, or a moment you just fear for your life or anything like that?
Yes. Dude.
Well,
so many. Okay. Top 3.
Yeah. Top 3. Italian Alps. Flying. We almost crashed.
Sometimes when we go to Russia, it can be a little scary just because the traveling is tough. But, it's only when it only gets scary when we get really
when the
tired.
Engine quits.
No, when we're just burnt out, and it's like, because you know, sometimes it's like, you know, his voice too, man. It's like,
yeah, that was terrifying. I lost my voice. I had to get surgery. That was quite terrifying.
Yeah, you recently underwent what was it, vocal cord surgery?
Yeah.
How did you adapt that to the new album?
Well, I did a lot of touring after I got the surgery and blew my voice out again.
Yeah.
But it's always good in between records, man. My voice, I have no issues with it. When I'm in the studio, man, it's like, yeah, it's killer, you know. Especially when I'm living a healthy, clean lifestyle, it definitely helps me out. But I'm a baritone, you know, so we've tuned down some of our songs to fit my vocal range better live, which has been great for me. It helps my stamina. You know, when I go out on stage, I want to talk like this, but the band's like, hey, talk like this. I'm like, okay, cool.
Force him to switch his.
Yeah. Man, motherfucker, my voice is like this. You get me all singing all high. Yeah, so that was quite terrifying, but we came through, man. You know.
I was terrified before we even got in the air. Another Russia story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, prop plane, a fucking icy prop plane.
Okay, first of all, there are no jetways in Russia, right? So they just they walk you out to a bus and you got to drive. So we were driving for
the bus is jackknifing
at least 10 minutes. We're passing all these proper jets, you know, like
yeah.
We're like, cool.
Just like, oh, it's got to be this one. No, no. We went to like the back lot of the airport.
It's like a biplane.
Yeah,
no, so it's like the Indiana Jones era.
We pull up. I forget the series. No, I think it was 40s, 50s maybe.
Dude.
So we pull up. The
had like
the wheels, the landing gear is all frozen. The engines aren't even started yet. It's like we're just looking at this thing going, oh my God, is this thing? And our promoters at the time, they were like, this is not what we booked. And they were freaking out, so it kind of trickled down. And then I remember Jacoby and I were the last guys to get on the plane, and I looked at him and I go, "Fuck! I should have called my wife." And he just turned around and had this look of like,
"Oh no,
don't fucking say that." So we get on the plane and it's just like everybody's like,
"It was fine."
You know, whatever, fun. And we just got up in the air, and it was just like you see everything frozen, and like, is this thing gonna get off the ground? Because how much added ice weight is it? You know what I mean? Like,
it's icy, man.
You start going scientific on it, and you're like, when was the last time this plane actually flew? You know, you start thinking of everything.
That was everything turned out by.
What's that?
The Italian Alps. We were on a prop plane, and there was
Italian Alps.
big crosswind. We were coming in pretty much sideways.
Yeah. And we dropped about 100 feet. I'm like looking at the ground, like fucking, here goes.
Oh man!
All our gear was like stacked behind us. We were like in this small jet, and it just wasn't.
Oh man! So when's the P. Roach private jet coming to effect?
Oh, man. As soon as Motley retires, dude, we're painting Papa Roach over the Motley crew and taking it over.
Fuck yeah.